Hello, welcome back to the Barrett channel today for a brand new video with myself, Ollie. Now, I know you've already noticed the fresh trim on the top of my head. Yeah, it's a new look. I haven't had hair this short since I was a kid. As you're probably already aware of my dad's situation, battling cancer. He is going in for surgery tomorrow as of recording this video. When you see it, he will have already had it. He will have an update video, maybe already up or maybe not. I'm not sure yet, but I got this haircut in support of him. So what do you reckon? How do you reckon it's looking? Do you reckon I suit it or not? Anyway, now I am in a very, very interesting place in Shenzhen. This is Huaqiangbei. And this place has a fascinating history. It's the biggest electronics market in all of China. It's absolutely massive. It consists of more than 20 electronics malls, and it covers just the most insanely huge area. But it didn't start this way. Originally, when it started, it was actually not really wanted. They said, like, just put it on the edge of the city at the time, which was the edge of the city. This must have been 30 or 40 years ago now. And now it's arisen to literally like the centerpiece of Shenzhen. And it's like fuels the economy. So many huge companies, the likes of Tencent, DJI, Huawei, have founded their wealth and success inside of this city, largely down to this electronics market. So it's a pretty fascinating place. Now, before I move on to what the title of this video actually says, let me just tell you one more fact, because this is pretty interesting. 90+% of the world's electronics are funneled through Shenzhen. 90%. That's a lot. These are the kinds of areas of the cities in China which really made me fall in love with living here. Like, what day is it? It's a Tuesday evening, and look at all that's going on. It's just absolutely popping, you know? If you got nothing to do, if you're a little bit bored, pop yourself down to one of these markets and you'll sure find something to do. This looks like a bit of a food thing going on. I'm not a big street food fan myself, to be honest, so I ain't really gonna be getting anything. But nevertheless, it's interesting to look around. It actually brings me back a bit, because this is literally one of the first places my dad brought me when I first landed in China. Probably the first or second day I was here, I came here and I was looking around just like, holy shit, look at all of these tall buildings and all these people. Oh my God, I couldn't believe my eyes. This is a funny angle, isn't it? You can really get a grasp of the tall buildings when I'm walking like this. Look, they're everywhere. Everywhere. It's like the centre of London. There's not even this many tall buildings in the centre of London. And this goes far out in these cities. It goes far out even to the outer districts. You get just as many tall buildings out there. I suppose there are quite a lot of people in China, eh? Hey, check this out, look. They put pianos out so people can play. You lot are going to be down in the comments saying that was planned. The CCP put that person there because they knew the Barretts were on their way to make a video to make China look good. Bloody hell. Did you see that? You see the speed? That person's hands were moving on that instrument. That was absolutely bonkers. And you remember I was just talking about the first couple of days I was in China. I remember my dad brought me to this looking coffee. And he was like, yeah, you have to order it on your phone. I was like, what do you mean you have to order it on your phone? He's like, yeah, there's an app. You download the app. And you don't order like using a person. I was like, what do you mean? It's like, this is bonkers. China's so high tech. little did I know I was going to find out a lot more about how China is a bit more high-tech than that. But yeah, even I thought that was crazy. You can even have a little walk up these stairs, look, and come and have a look over the top of the whole shebang. Look at this. My word. Let's be honest, it is absolutely spectacular. When you're up here, it makes you feel like everyone's kind of like ants running around a city. It looks like a game. Oh, don't know if you can see that, but it looks like the police are having some kind of training exercise. Yuisa. Not gonna lie, I got pretty carried away with this whole Huaqiangbei business that I kind of forgot what I was actually going to come out to talk about. And it's something I wanted to touch on. I just wanted to sort of air my feelings, air my thoughts. And that is about the situation post-COVID in China. Now, obviously, you're probably already aware, like in China, we had a lot of freedom very quickly after the initial sort of COVID spread at the start, right? And because they were so severe with it here, we were able to enjoy a lot of freedom, you know, literally just a few months after COVID started, up until still now. Whereas many other countries around the world were not able to enjoy those freedoms because they had much more lengthy lockdowns because they didn't deal with it so efficiently. Now, things are kind of somewhat changing because a lot of Western countries, they've had so many people have infections, and they've also had a lot of people vaccinated, in England, for example, that literally everything's open again. Like, they're able to go around the country, they're able to travel to different European countries, to America, wherever. Whereas in China, we're still not able to leave the country and come back without doing a hefty quarantine. And amongst foreigners here, it's kind of a topic all the time as to when the hell are we going to be able to travel? Who knows? Like, some people think it could be another year, 2 years, and other people, including myself somewhat until more recently, are thinking it must just be a couple of months away now. It must be a couple of months. And then, like, next thing you know, another 12 months have passed and we still can't. And it's a real shame. It's completely understandable because obviously if they relax the borders, that's when things start to get worse. But it is a shame because, you know, I've had a niece that's been born like 6 or 7 months ago, and I've not been able to see her. I've not been able to see my family or friends for over 2 years now. And it's kind of weighing on us, you know. And it would just be nice to know know a date that we're working towards, that we're going to be able to go back and visit. But it's so uncertain, you know, nobody knows. And it's just an odd one because, you know, I felt so privileged when we could travel around the country and do whatever we wanted inside of China, pretty much, for a long, long time. But now that I've seen many other countries have started to kind of relax a little, it's making it somewhat tougher to not be able to exit China and come back in. And I'm just wondering, like, what the next steps are, because COVID's going to be around. It's going to be around for a long, long time. And until the whole world is vaccinated, which is going to be a damn task, because obviously there's many countries that are not able, they don't have the resources to vaccinate all of their people. So it's going to be around for a hell of a lot longer. And what is the next step, you know? I've heard of China are building huge quarantine centers, like they recently built one in Guangzhou that has, I believe, 5,000 rooms. So they're obviously working towards a plan to open back up. But when that's going to allow me and Dad to leave and come back, I really, really don't know. Now, I imagine that the Beijing Olympics has got a hell of a lot to do with this. Obviously, China don't want to risk having a surge of infections just before the Olympics, and that is completely understandable. However, after that, what are they going to do? Now this is a tricky one because I really don't want to come across as if I'm complaining at all that now other Western countries have more freedom to travel than we do. That's not it at all, because we've had an insane amount of freedom to travel and see so many different parts of China while the rest of the world have literally been locked up. I feel incredibly privileged for that and thankful that I didn't leave China in the first place. And we stayed here. We made the decision to stay here because we trusted how the authorities were dealing with the situation, and it turned out to be by far, hands down, the best decision of my entire life, because the whole content creation thing has flourished since then. God knows where I'd be today if I decided to head back on that plane 2 years ago back to England. Anyway, I'm just curious to hear what your thoughts are down in the comments. Have you been enjoying your freedoms in the West post-COVID and being able to travel? Have you been taking advantage of that? And yeah, from the Chinese people watching, what do you think's next? What do you think's next for China? How do you think they're going to deal with this going forward on an annual basis? Anyway, hopefully you did enjoy this little walk around Huaqiangbei with me, and to see this incredible place. It's nighttime already. It's getting a little bit colder nowadays. Anyway, thank you for watching. We will see you in the next one. For now, take care.